trying his hand at that. Support Shaker over here, like we talked about, played by GH. And finally, Razor. A lot of weight on Matama Man's shoulders, but if anyone can pull it off, it's him. So everything's getting started. Looks like we've got a deep ward placed in, some dire vision going down, seeing Mason scoot about. Radiant just getting a ward here, making sure there's no rotations in from mind control, but everything pretty calm right now. Brax gonna be coming back in, and we'll hand it over to him.
30 seconds to battle.
What did you do, like leave the lobby? That was a great story.
The battle begins.
Well, gold is a great conductor.
Bulba getting off a pretty nice block mid, and yeah, I mean, again, Abed on this DK up against Miracle. We talked a little bit about it in draft, but what do you expect to happen here in terms of power spikes, levels, and farm? Yep, gonna be taking a little bit of damage there. Goes for the first point Breeze Fire just to help potentially secure some CS, leaving him a little vulnerable into level 2, and he can get that Dragon Blood. Down bottom, it's gonna be 3 heroes versus Mind Control. I mean, can Clockwork withstand this, especially really aggressive heroes like Monkey King? They're gonna want to keep up the harass. Is this something Mind Control can lane against, or does he have to bail out?
No, you don't.
One more, man. He's chasing it. Yes, he does. He gets it down. GH with the smoke and the boots. The move speed was just barely enough. And he gets exactly what he wants, which means crippling Abed here, who, yeah, he needs shoes of his own. There is going to be GH going forward. Traps him with the fissure. Miracle, not really going to be able to find a kill off of this. Does have the Sunstrike ready, but with only 2 points in Exhort, it's not going to be doing a whole lot. That's fair, I guess. Yep. Demon has that one free, just trying to cut his way out of cogs. This time the Sunstrike will come in, and the combination with the fissure is more than enough. Mind Control snaps up the first blood, so a little bit more money going his way, some good experience as he ticks over level 2. Very nicely played.
No.
Invisibility.
Yep, now picks up an Invis rune, potentially trying to turn things onto Miracle, but that's a tricky kill as Invoker's playing pretty safe and can keep some good distance between him and the DK. Miracle is going to be walking back up, going to be starting to stack up the Jingo Mastery, but Dubu just walks right away, just ticks up to his level 2. So we'll see what he grabs next. Meanwhile, yep. I mean, Mason's farm isn't suffering too much. Weaver, one of those heroes that can keep himself safe. Meanwhile, Miracle in the mid lane, going for the Sunstrike, trying to get some hit onto Dubu, but Dubu going to be running back. The Cold Snap now going to wear thin. Miracle just keeping himself safe, salving up, so no bloodshed mid lane. But yeah, back down bottom. Weaver, I mean, it's not going to be as powerful of a lane as it was before. They're not going to be able to continually chain kill Mind Control, but Mason will still farm, will still get his levels very quickly. Yep. Already level 3.5 for himself. Up in this top lane, Bulba just playing very safe. Almost level 4 for himself. Just staying way far back, making sure there's no possibility that Matumba Man can just run him down.
Double damage.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
PC, I mean, the good news is the Weaver's getting farm, and now with the supports coming back down to bottom, they might be able to find a kill on Mind Control. Meanwhile, up top, Abaddon in a ton of trouble. Bulba trapped in by that Fissure, trying to make his way towards the shrine. Meanwhile, Matumba Man just soaking up all of that damage. It's just rolling forward. Only needs a couple more auto attacks before Bulba is done. And that's going to be a deny. He actually gets off the deny with his miscoil. So well played Abaddon, but still means this lane is left defenseless. And this tower probably going down as Matumba Man gets the most out of that extra damage. Ooh, okay. Invisibility cloak as he just removes himself here, but yeah, we'll hopefully have a reconnect pretty soon. Kill score 1-1 in terms of, you know, last hits. Razor's doing really well for himself. DK's getting a lot out of the mid though, actually given a fair amount of harass to Miracle. DC definitely have a more tricky road ahead, as you mentioned. Liquid are getting farm on all the important heroes it's important to get farm on. But what does DC's path back into this look like? What is their mid game going to be?
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
GH going to be
Radiant structures
moving forward.
are fortified.
Fortify comes out, but of course you just fortify because why not? There was a shrine used here in the bottom lane, so all these supports now fresh up with mana. They might try to go in and maybe catch out GH off guard. GH is going to be jumped on by the Monkey King, grabbing that Primal Spring. Going to be stacking up the Jingu Mastery as well. Now a bad move forward, and this looks like it could be a big kill. GH is going to be healed up by his Warlock, but it won't be enough. That's going to be Dubu snapping up a kill there. They go for the Boundless Strike, and now Matumba Man in some trouble here, gets frozen, and will go down. So Demon getting credit for that one. That was Liquid just playing a little bit sloppy there. Smoke up.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
It does indeed. DC sending their supports here, just kind of poking around the jungle. Looks like they might find Matumba Man as he walks back through, but lacking the resources to take him out. So just going to be a regroup towards this top lane as DC picking up a little bit more momentum, actually cornering Kuroki back under his tower. And with the rotation of the supports, they might be able to take this. Monkey King jumping all about. Meanwhile, Matumba Man does find the leash onto Abed. Abed just continuing to press forward, but without any damage. Yeah, this is going to be really difficult. Abed now hitting for a whopping none.
And it's off.
Sunstrike coming forward. Man, Demon is just in a world of hurt. Trying to play Ring Around the Rosie. Is he actually getting away with this? Wow, he cuts a path to freedom, goes for the TP, and Liquid just don't have the catch. They don't have any AoE vision. Going forward, they catch him with the Boundless Strike. Miracle's going to go ahead and invis himself, and well, there's not a whole lot that DC can do about that. Just going to be using Abed's Dragon Form to pressure this tower, and Fortify comes out nice and early. Just going to be trying to mitigate the damage done to that. Supports still hanging around the mid lane. Dubu is very low mana, so can't go in for any more Boundless Strikes or anything like that, as GH pokes his head forward, ready to initiate with a Fissure if needed, but seems like it's just going to be a bit of a stalemate around this mid lane. Although with Razor Teeth being in, it seems like Liquid really want to make a hold here.
Dire's
Alright, this time it seems like Demon might be super dead. He's running away. The Sunstrike comes in. Demon gonna try to juke, but Miracle still grabs up the kill for that. So easy pickings on that position 5 support, but all the core is still staying safe. Down in this bottom lane, Mason still farming away, top of the last hit chart and the net worth chart as well.
Mine.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
A tribute to my house. I'll take that.
Yeah, this has been called the Midas Major, and we're going to see no exception here. We've already got a couple of Hand of Midases queued up, so yeah. I'm pretty excited. Yeah, Midas mode coming soon to a tournament near you. Anyway, Miracle going to be surrounded upon Radiant, really getting their supports in here. There's going to be dire pings as they see Monkey King hopping around. Might be trying to go in and slap him down, but they got to take a real educated guess there to clip him. So, Fissure going to be spent out onto Abed as well. Cold Snap comes in, going to be hit by the Meteor. Even with 2 points in Dragon's Blood, he is super low. Not quite enough damage to kill him off. Is he going to walk into the Sunstrike? No, he jukes it around, takes a flare, but it's not enough to kill him. Abed's still alive, and well, these 3 supports wasting a little bit of time as well. Mason finally leaving bottom lane, scooting in, going on to Kuroki, who they know still does not have an ultimate. There's going to be that Fissure to block out Mason, but Kuroki still taking a ton of damage. Drubu goes in a little bit too far, all alone, will be killed off, and now Mason is going to try to find his way out of this fight, but he might actually get caught here. They've got Fissure up in 1 more second. He will scoochie his way across the river, as the rest of DC is going to be regrouping mid. So Liquid getting everyone together in this mid lane while Abba's still pushing top. Still should be enough to find potentially a kill here. The Fissure comes in. Sunstrike onto Abed, just barely not enough. This guy has got a Guardian Angel looking after him. He keeps living with just a sliver of health.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Another
Dire's
meatball
middle
clips
tower
straight
is
onto
under
Abed.
attack.
Demon, okay, all right. Taking a little bit too far there. Now, there is going to be another Fissure clipping onto Abed here as Dragon Form wearing thin. They drop out the first Chaotic Offering, but Mason runs right away. This tower left at 25 HP. An easy deny if they can find it. Mason, Sunstrike going to be off the mark. He makes it up to the high ground, snaps up a rune, and, well, mid lane tower is going to be able to go and get denied by Earthshaker.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Ooh, Dubu gonna escape the Sunstrike just barely and finally makes it up to the trees. We'll be able to escape death for now, but this tower's not looking too healthy. Although, yeah, Abed coming forward. The Boundless Strike does clip onto the Razor, but a Fissure and now some damage deal. Abed has to try to run, but yeah, again, with that static link being the range that it is, it makes it very difficult. So, yeah, Razor now with an extra 141 damage from that static link. That is so tricky to deal with. Demon caught out here. There is going to be a Dragon Form from Abed trying to protect his teammates, but Jimmy's already done. And Abed is going to get stunned by the Fissure, dragged onto by the hook shot, stuck in the cogs and killed off. It's just going to be Mason versus the world, but he can't quite do enough damage with the follow-up from the Boundless Strike. They will be able to find 3. All right, they're turning this right around. Mind Control going to be TPing out. They don't have any stuns for that, but a bloody engage will still go the way of DC. Yep, Warlock finally getting some time to himself.
Dire's bottom
Abaddon
tower is
getting
under
very, very
attack.
close to that Vladimir's offering. I mean, how's that going to change things for his team? Is he going to start to really stick together with him, or is he still going to try to do his own thing?
Radiant's bottom tower has seen
Demon. Oh, his Crystal Maiden's just chain dying. It's so unfortunate that she's just, caught out on her own. They might be able to turn this into a tower for DC though. Kuroki hanging out behind the tower has that Chaotic Offering ready. Monkey King's TPing out. Abed wants it, will be able to get it. No deny coming out from the Warlock there. Fight mid lane about to break out as Miracle just really wants to push this lane. Bulba's there to defend though. They will get the Static Link off on him. He's going to immediately pop the Borrowed Time and run back. Static Link on cooldown for almost 30 seconds. Can DC find their window here? Looks like they're going to play safe.
Retreat to my house. Illusion. I'll take that.
Mind Control's hook shots have been pretty gosh darn good. Dubu hanging out here. Does have that Wukong's command. With so many heroes in a small radius, it might be time to use it. Dubu is actually just going to chill, as there is a unfortunate another kill on Demon in about 30 seconds. So Crystal Maiden 1-6, definitely not having the best game of her life, but is opening up some space for teammates to push in. Abed feeling pretty safe top lane. This tower mid finally does fall after several minutes of Liquid's pressure. That is true. CM has 3 points in aura, but hasn't been alive long enough to really get that impact going.
Are fortified.
Monkey King pinged out, and they are just going to drop the golems. It breaks all the trees, so now Monkey King is stunned for a zillion years. The Sunstrike comes in, and Miracle finds another one. Good combo there from Liquid, just using all the resources at their disposal. Golems are now down, but I think you'll take that for a free lane and some Monkey King death. No, I think Mason's the one in trouble. There's going to be Weaver just slapped down. No chance to time-lapse. Warlock, I mean, he may go down here. Kuroki gets hit by the Boundless Strike. Is going to get burned by Abed, but his Golem's still up. Wukong's command comes out after there is no one left in the circle, so Bibu not going to get a whole lot of use out of that. Mind Control now on the run. Fissure holds back too. Very nice play there from GH, and Melton's just going to be escaping. Mind Control using the cogs to break up the fight. Will he make it back across the river? He sure will, as Bulba runs in and does get that mana burn going. Demon barely lives, is able to split the difference in that Sunstrike with Abed, but that could have been another death. At least Demon's still up and running, got that aura going.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I mean, he's got the smokes, he's got the dust, he's got the ward. This is a position 6 Demon right now. Just trying his best, but, you know, if he can make space for his teammates, it's going all right in terms of overall net worth. He got Weaver doing really well for himself. Mason very close to that Lincoln Sphere.
This'll come in handy.
Big rotation in. DC just going to all smoke up, and they've got their lines drawn in the sand. They want to just charge in towards this tier 2, and they can find a kill on Matubaman. That would be super ideal right now. This Razor getting a lot of space. Dubu just jumping around, and he's going to be Primal Springing down. This Razor is looking mighty dead. He's got a bunch of heroes behind him, but Invoker can just solo down a Crystal Maiden with one Sunstrike. There were no other forces of damage on her. It was just the Sunstrike that kills her. That is difficult to deal with. We'll see if they get that combo going. I mean, there's only so much you can get out of just chain killing a Crystal Maiden. Eventually you gotta deal with these cores, but sure is helping Liquid's net worth out here.
Incoming.
Yep. Mason here trying to do his damage. Still hasn't picked up the Lincoln Sphere. Hasn't really found any time to himself. He's now just been moving with his team since leaving that bot lane, so hopefully his big item will come out off of this and he doesn't get killed right before picking it up. That would be so bittersweet. Hook shot off the mark here, so Mind Control has to play it safe for a minute. They lost a big initiation tool. So just kind of a wall, Liquid trying to form some sort of barrier against the damage from DC. Default comes out, Fissure trips onto the DK, but it's all just casual damage now. This static link is going to be doing a lot as Matumba Man picks himself up another 100 extra damage. The tower does fall to DK, and that's going to be all that DC were looking for. So they just TP out, take their freedom, and run with it.
Illusion.
Doing pings here as Dubu's just keeping eyes on Miracle. I mean, Miracle's getting really out of control. He had such an early ags and Blink picked up very shortly, unless he gets killed here, but oh, he ghost walks, will be dusted, so he's just gonna bail out on the ghost walk. Elba trying to pick up the chase. Sunstrike comes in. Wow, okay, Miracle. You can just take out a full health Monkey King, that's fine. Guy's gonna be still running for his life. Does pop out the ice wall, and Abed gonna be slowed down. Nice EMP, gonna be burning up all the mana in the vicinity, but Miracle does still go down. He forces out mass rotations in from DC, so at least buying his team time as they're able to hit the bottom line. That's some space created right there.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Abba comes in immediately, just gonna get all his health drained, and yep, forced into that borrowed time. His ult's gonna be down, he does no damage, and wow, okay, hookshot in as Abed thinks he can take on the entire team, but I don't know about that, buddy. It's not looking so easy. That's gonna be a 2-for-0 as Dubu pops out a pretty late Wukong's command, and he's just trying to stay in the circle, but GH manning up on him. Dubu somehow lives through it. Razor gonna be going down, and Dubu's still alive. Crystal Maiden gonna be ulting. Dubu, my god! Somehow able to live through this with the mischief. Oh my goodness, Monkey King. Sunstrike not gonna be on the mark there. That would have been a great way to end things out, but unfortunately, Miracle has to settle for not getting all the kills he wanted in that fight. Well played there by DC. Invoker's just hunting. He knows that Dubu's somewhere nearby and really wants that kill, but looks like Dubu will finally take the key to move back into his base.
Tribute to my house.
He'll get that Sage's mask eventually, man. It's a big save. Yep. Still. Abaddon's had a lot of space to himself this game. I mean, it's... I feel like Abaddon offlane is just considerably undervalued. You leave him alone for a long enough time because the rest of your team's getting active, and then all of a sudden Abaddon just runs at you with like 4 items, and it's really hard to get him down. But yeah, I think Razor has been pretty effective. You just go in, Abaddon tries to run at you to get that curse going, and yeah, you just static link him, and suddenly he does nothing.
What need have I for this?
A golden thread.
Miracle now with the arcane rune on top of the freshly picked up Blink Ags Invoker. Miracle is just ready to kill. We'll see if he can find anything. Crystal Maiden gonna get pinged out. Unfortunately, Sunstrike can't take her down all the way from full health. They gotta get some damage before that. Miracle a little late to the party here to smoke, but the rest of his team will be backing him. Monkey King just trying to push out this lane, trying to force back some rotations, make some space. DC have got to know something's going on, because this lane is real pushed, and Liquid aren't rotating back to deal with it. You can see the drawings on the map that DC are drawing. They know exactly what's here.
Dire's
So,
top tower
again,
is
Monkey
under
King
attack.
just being a brat, pushing into that tier 3 tower, and Liquid eventually are just going to go home empty-handed. They'll clear out the Radiant jungle, or at least use their Midases and try to push.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
DC, I mean, they're taking their sweet time if they want to defend this tier 2 bottom. It looks like it will be a free hit. Razor going to be snapping up the gold for that, and he now has his full Sange and Yasha, so Razor's now going to be really speedy and difficult to deal with. He can get into pretty much any fight with those bots, and he can just keep running at you, getting the most out of that static link. He's not quite tanky enough to be that like big front-lining Razor that we used to see in the old meta, but Matumba Man's still playing this fantastically.
Invisibility.
Miracle here just going in. Will be grabbing himself his own Lincoln Sphere as there's a fair amount of single target coming out of DC. I mean, Miracle's getting pretty crazy out of control. 13,000 net worth for himself. Compare that to Weaver, who spent most of the game free farming. Not even quite at that point. So Weaver is going to be pretty hard to lock down. They are going to be able to get off that time lapse and just walk away. So failed gank coming out. Everyone going to take some bugs. Tornado coming back in, but they can't turn this. They go for the fissure, but just going to be a quick TP out. Monkey King comes forward. They actually cancel the TP with the Boundless Strike, and Mason finds himself a kill. Well played. Yeah, it looked like they just... Yeah, they didn't quite get that communication going on how they chain stun Mason, and he just ended up turning it right back around, courtesy of a nice rotation in from the Monkey King. Dubu, again, goes for that Hand of Midas, a bit of a greedier build than we see on a lot of MKs, but he'll get there eventually. Now has the Basher queued up, so going to start to transition into more of that core role and getting a lot of that Wukong's command.
Haste.
This'll come in handy.
Yep, DC now grouping up. I mean, they're pushing out this top lane over and over, but the tier 2's down. They've still got tier 2s to deal with in mid and bottom, but seems like top is their go. They want to clear out this jungle, and now Mind Control just kind of skirting behind this patch of trees. Mason's going to ping him out. Mid lane, though, you got 3 heroes roaming together, and this could be a good spot to move in and on. Looks like DC will get that call. Just kind of wrap around, leave the jungle. Roshan. Yeah, Liquid's high ground is a little crazy. It's really good if all their heroes are up, but you get 2 or 3 heroes in a pick and suddenly their racks are just wide open. One posturing up to go into Roche is, yep, Elvis gonna pop some smokes. He's gonna go ahead and take a static link. They will hold him in place with that blizzard. The rest of the team are moving forward. Matumba Man, even with a zillion extra damage, getting very, very low, has to get forced to freedom. Mason showing off that new BKB, wants to move forward and find the kill, and Kuroki needs one more hit. Doesn't get that Gemini's attack that he needed to get the kill, and now looks like Mason's in trouble here. Does go down. That bug just crawls a little bit too far forward. Golem spent, and they're going to be able to push this lane a fair amount. It looks like Liquid were thinking about Roche, but now after killing off the Weaver, they just want to go straight forward for tier 2s, but Dubu gets off a really nice Wukong's command, followed up with that Boundless Strike, and now Miracle's in some trouble. The Monkeys, can they finish him off? They do! The Invoker goes down. That's a pretty big bounty going the way of Dubu, who almost gets finished off by the Flare. Oh man, Matumba Man is just a little bit too low to finish him off. Dubu still taking damage from the Fatal Bonds. Looks like Crystal Maiden finally comes in and helps Abed find a kill onto GH. Kuroki eventually gets credit for the kill onto Dubu as he dies from Fatal Bonds. Matumba Man continues to walk away, but it's looking like this Roche is going to remain unclaimed until everyone respawns.
Jackpot.
Go.
I know. He was tased in freedom. He was just right there, but the monkeys got in one more hit. That's going to make the next Wukong's command even nastier, and we'll see if Liquid learn their lesson about not grouping up and not getting baited in, pulled too far towards the towers.
Dire's bottom tower is
So,
under attack.
I mean, who's in a better position to take Roshan? It looks like DC are making their way towards the pit, but again, Invoker will be up in 8 seconds, and quick Sunstrike could really turn this around. Bulba? Yep. He's now hitting for not a whole lot. Come Man ready to go in. 175 extra damage on him, and that is Roche McCann going forward, melting his armor, but DC, they don't want to let this go for free. How quickly can they really get in the area? They scan it out, they know this is a multi-hero effort. Now, oh god, they get the hook shot onto Dubu, he's going to be leaping away. Now Clockwork stuck in here, trapped in the little neutral pit. Earthshaker going to be focused down, Mason able to snap up that kill and chasing away the other 2 cores. Mind Control on the cliff, Demon's going to be dancing, and will get the kill onto the Clockwork. Deafening Blast comes in and holds back the Dragon Knight. Crystal Maiden does have to trade her life for that. DC still really intent on taking this Roshan. Meatball coming into the pit, and this could do a serious number to the rest of DC's cores. The Wukong's command comes in just a zone, as they just really want this Roshan. Finally, they find it. Mason picks up the Aegis, and they're going to keep pressing forward, even through the ice wall. They will get the kill on Kuroki. Nah, I don't think that's a BM pause. I think that's a someone tripped on the router cable pause. As a professional NA player, you know the deal, right? Alright, so DC, again, we can talk a little bit about their backstory here in this pause. The former Onyx squad getting picked up, just a bunch of NA players getting into it, qualifying for this major. It's going to be their first shot at a really big event for this squad together, at least. Of course, Mason's already been to TIs and whatnot, but yeah, I mean, DC, they've got some polishing to do, but since the formation of Onyx, these guys have really come together to playing cohesively, and they're taking games off of Tier 1 teams. What do you think is so crucial to their development, and what really sets them apart from other, you know, Tier 2 NA teams?
Excellent.
A golden thread.
Tribute to my house.
Alright, sweet answer there, Brax. That was really nice. So, Anyway, DC grouping up for a push down bottom. This tier 1 tower is going to get fortified, but finally will go down. Invoker's actually TPing in for this. Looks like he's going to blink immediately away. Tornado comes in. They do clip Invoker with that Boundless Strike. They get Vision on him before he goes invis, but GH wants to turn this right back around. A Deafening Blast comes in on top of the Echo Slam. Wukong now forced to turn his tail and run, as Invoker will get killed off along with GH. Clockwork's TPing in, and Matumba Man goes straight forward, trying to suck down Abed's damage, but Matumba Man going to get chased by Mason. 3 heroes dead, trading only for a Crystal Maiden. This is huge for DC. Mind Control forcing himself into his own cogs, hookshotting himself to freedom on top of Mason. But I mean, even if Mind Control gets out, that is still a huge win for DC. You could tell Liquid had the confidence in that fight to go in and try to execute, but I just got outdone, and now Mason finally forced to retreat. Can't kill off that pesky Clockwork, but they're going to start tapping on tier 3s here.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen. Dire's bottom barracks has fallen.
Wow.
Dire's bottom barracks.
Look how quick those racks melted just with the damage coming out of Mason right now. This Weaver's been a little bit quiet. Had a couple of deaths in lane, but now really starting to come online. Top of the net worth chart, surpassing the Invoker. Weaver going to do some damage to the shrines. I mean, that is a full lane of racks taken in the blink of an eye, and all it took was 1 Invoker kill just to be able to shut Liquid down completely. DC, can they do that again, or will Liquid learn from their mistakes?
Well-gotten gains.
Yep, just going in, getting those little picks is going to be super huge. Smoke in. Abed, I mean, he pings something out. He knows that something's a little bit afoot. Miracle is right on their heels. Bulba, meanwhile, just going to be taking a ton of damage, forced into using his borrowed time, just trying to get the most out of it by miscoiling his teammates. Hookshot comes in. Jimmy trapped in the cogs along with Abed. He has his dragon form available. We're going to have a little pause there, as it did really seem like they were asleep at the wheel. These 2 heroes get hookshot into the cogs, and they just kind of stand there. So hopefully some connection issues are going to be resolved. And, yeah, hopefully that won't result in too many deaths. That sucks from Matumba Man. You know, he's really a player of sympathy. Brax, as a pro player. So hopefully that's going to be an isolated incident as we move forward. It looks like this team fight is going to be... Bulba has mentioned this before. There was a similar situation in one of their series last night. So try this again as everyone has reconnected. Oh, nope. All right. All right, Brax. That would be great. I don't think you should do that, though, for the sake of your career. I think at some point we bought a copy for Mott to read on one of the Moonduck videos, but I don't know where it is. That's probably it. Keeps it under his pillow, gives him good dreams. Anyway, what is your... What's your best tilt story, where you go into a pro game, something happens, and you just can't get it together? Okay. You give me one. That is fair. All right, I'll give you that one. All right, let's get some story time going. That was a beautiful story. What happened for Bulba to blossom into the beautiful flower he is today? All right. He has to, you know, be a real person. Okay. Oh, God. So hopefully either PGL communicates with us or we get some ping from the admins letting us know what's up if we're going to do a remake or have the players switch rooms or something. Because, again, I know internet hasn't been a persistent problem for DC. They were talking about it yesterday. So... This is truly Gabe trying to handicap DC because he's scared of what they can truly accomplish. You heard it here, guys. Oh no, my career. Anyway, hopefully we get underway. We've got the lone Mason sitting here watching his team burn. Okay, let's talk about what's going on the map right here, because again, there was a hook shot onto two. Crystal Maiden and Dragonite caught in the cogs. They were lagged out, so they couldn't respond immediately. I was wondering why DK didn't immediately Dragon Form or BKB, but how did DC recover this fight? They've clearly had some time to look at the screen, figure out what's going on. What's the best way back into this? How do they salvage it? Yeah. Is this where DC just has to cut their losses and everyone that can get out, and don't even try to take the fight? We've got all of DC now back online, reconnected to the game, but we'll see. Got one more second here. Dubu just trying to get his mind together, trying to figure out what he goes for here. We haven't talked a whole lot about the Monkey King's build. I mean, he picked up the Basher. We talked about how that's going to really amplify the Wukong's command, but also a Shadow Blade. So we can really get those sneaky ults going. Come on, Matumba. Oh my. Brax, how was your day? Yeah. And what's the nastiest emote? Like, what is the most ferocious, bad-mannered emote you can put in chat as a pro player? Well, everyway, we are underway in a fight here. Razor going to be TPing into a super low health creep. What on earth was that? As DC are turning this around, they get off the Wukong's command. There will be a Sunstrike to finish off Demon Miracle. Now on the run, a Dust is going to miss. DC somehow get together, turn this fight into a pretty okay thing for themselves. They do have to lose that Crystal Maiden like we talked about. Bulba also was dead right at the start of that pause, but they managed to turn things for an Earthshaker and get the rest of their heroes out. Like, I don't even know if you call that a loss. DC technically had more bodies hit the floor, but I am astonished that they managed to salvage that. I thought it was going to be way worse. Alright, so back to it. What is the most BM emote? I'm curious now. Yeah. Well, we were all in deep into story time, and then the fight broke out.
I'll take that.
Okay, that's fair. Anyway, back into it. We have got lines drawn in the sand. It seems like DC, they want to go in and pressure this top lane. Again, they already took out a successful lane of Rax here. You got Super pushing in bottom. Mutomba going to throw himself in the mid lane, going on to Abed. They get the static link off, but Abed should be able to force himself back. It's going to be 3 heroes cuddled up underneath the Warlock ult. Mulva is trying to sit there and tank it for the team. He's got his Blade Mail rocking, but I don't know if it's going to be enough here. Crystal Maiden, of course, already dead, and now Bubble trapped without his ult. It's looking dangerous, but Mutomba does have to back off. It's just going to be GH and the Golems finishing off the job. Miracle snaps up the kill for that. Mason goes in and finds a sneaky kill on GH on the back lines, but now Mason forced to go and solo up against Invoker. They're just going to cut ties, walk their separate ways, and in the end, it will be a 1 for 2. Yep. Alright, we are pretty used to seeing the tornado, but that's going to be a big way to break up these team fights. Do you think there's any chance that Mason goes in for the 35 magic resist against a team with an Invoker? Weaver goes in for the Heart of Tarask, definitely not messing around here, just wants to be tanky enough to live through these fights. Yep. Roshan. See when it's going to be up. About 10 more seconds till we see if it's a long or short respawn, but no more than 4 or 5 minutes for that guy, and obviously DC in a better position to take it. But Liquid, I mean, if they actually get their act together and go for a nice smoke, you've got Invoker now at that huge deafening blast, they can have a good Roche fight if they get this off to a good start.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Look at that tornado. Just catching out everyone here. Lincoln's popped. Disarm onto the Weaver, but Nuke is going to be scuttling away. Liquid do not want to let this tier 2 go down. That's going to be way further loss of control over the Roche pit. Now they are going to be able to clip the Weaver back. They get him into the EMP, so mana burned up, but Mason can just sit back and let that Crystal Maiden aura do its magic. Yeah, probably just going to be poking their heads into the Roche pit. Still another minute till it spawns. They'll be at least in a good position to go for it. It looks like they want to go for some kills as well. Timberman just charging it onto Mulva. Mulva's going to shield, but still a lot of damage being stolen. They keep Mulva in place. Well, Mutomba goes to work. Look at this, it's breaking up. Over 200 going his way. Now Bulba going to be popping into that ult. They got a really nice Wukong's command going down. Kuroki channeling up a fairly solid upheaval as Abed sits in the Wukong's command. They will be able to get 4 heroes down. Kuroki, one of the lone survivors, just using his golem to try to kill Bulba, but it's not going to be successful. They trade Crystal Maiden for 5 heroes. Liquid are down now for a minute. Invoker dead for over 80 seconds with no buyback. This is a free Roche, and I don't even think they're stopping for Roche. They're going straight in for this mid-Rax.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And we got Earthshaker up. Earthshaker is the only one alive. Yeah, he's got a Blink Echo, but I think he's got to play this a little bit safe. Clockwork now coming back in. Bolt has got his ult ready if he needs to. DK just jumping forward. They want to keep Liquid dead. Earthshaker going down for a minute with no buybacks. Buybacks are few and far between. They're going to be taking out the second lane of Rax. It sure is. DC, they just pick up that momentum even after a very quirky disconnect and pause in a fight that looked like it could be lost. They get themselves together. Mind control now trapped in the trees. Abed just hammering on the cog. There will be one big last hold from a Tumbaman who moves forward, raining down a lot of damage out of Dubu. He's still waiting for those 12 seconds. That Wukong's command is going to be huge. You know, Clockwork locked in under Demon's ult. Demon's still alive through this. It feels weird with Crystal Maiden not dead, but you know, that'll take care of itself. Yeah. Going to be going down eventually. Mason still trying to fight with the last bit of his life. Abed moving forward here. He's tanky. Tumbaman going to get stunned up by the Dragon Tail. They're burning him down. They will get the Razor. Immediate buyback onto him, but it looks like they're trying for Megas. It's going to be tricky there. Mass TPs come forward. Abed may have overstayed his welcome here. Does end up going down as we've got just a splash of spells coming out of Liquid. So DC, they're going to back off here, accepting that they may have stayed in a bit too long.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
A golden thread.
Yes.
Weaver now full Bloodthorn on him, so Mason, he can go in, he's got that disable, he's got his own heart, so he can stay in these fights a pretty long time. And again, still Aegis, still has not been popped, going to be up for a little while longer on him. So it's time for Liquid to actually get out of their base, to get active, and they've got a couple of minutes before they're really going to start feeling the pressure of these two lanes of super creeps, but they've got to go in, they've got to push, they've got to get a lane of Rax for at least a couple kills here, or it seems like they might just fizzle.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Like Liquid gonna play this one safe, just trying to clear out the exterior towers, get all the tier 2s, make the creeps have to work a little bit harder to get out. But big smoke in, it seems like DC, they're trying to end it off here. Mason, with that extra scoochy speed, is just going so fast. They're finding mind control here. He's going to force himself to freedom, eat his way out of the cog. There's going to be many, many things to hold him in place. Dubu going back in, has to be a little bit careful there. Hook shot out. Liquid spending a good amount of spells just to get out safely here, but no blood.
Double damage.
Yeah, I think it's going to be down to DC's initiation. If they go in, if they can continually find those backline picks, you know, we saw Blink in, Blink Dragon Tail coming out. That'll be pretty nice for them, but Liquid, again, they've got good high ground, and now all their heroes are up. This is going to be a very different push than we saw just a couple of minutes ago, and they're smoked up. They want to get aggressive. They want to take the initiation here. They're leaving their base, and it seems like DC are going to get surprised by that. They start things off with Runa's Echo Slam. Rolem's going to be dropped out on top of that. They kill off the Monkey King, and now Abed getting all his damage drained, trying to man-fight Miracle, but it's not working out. Abed going to be going down, and Bulba hopping on his borrowed time. Meanwhile, Kuroki will get focused down by Mason. It's on Mason to turn this fight around and get out of here, as Bulba probably going to be finished off here. Mason's going to BKB, getting in there, going deep, trying to get down Matumba Man. A couple more hits will be done, and they will be able to get him with the mist coil from Abaddon. with Bulba's last breath, he takes out Matumba Man. And now Mason goes in, shows off that new Bloodthorn, goes in onto the Clockwork, but won't be able to finish him off instead. Goes for the retreat. The Deafening Blast clips the Weaver. Can they finish him off here? He's going to be able to go time-lapse himself to freedom, and Mason should be able to TP back, has it in his backpack, so very messy fight, but Liquid holds. Liquid get a 2,700 gold lead from that. XP is going to be huge as well. Mason's going to go back to full health as that Aegis expires, but he's still going to TP out, not going to take his chances. Liquid still alive, still kicking, about 10,000 net worth in favor of DC. Experience is actually going to be slightly in favor of Liquid, looking at overall levels. Lots of 25s coming out for our cores. Bulba, the last core, going to be ticking that mark. And what does he go for here? Is he going to go for the big boy shield or strength? Warlock going to be picking up his level 25 pretty shortly as well. And is he going to go for the Magic Immunity Golems? This one we see a bit more of a split on.
A golden thread.
Looks like they're going to go for the same exact maneuver, wrapping around the same way, and we'll see if DC are going to learn from their mistakes earlier. Flare being sent out, there's mad pings, both teams know where the others are, but it's a bit of no man's land as no one wants to cross that threshold and be the first one to be jumped on. Mason going to be scooting forward. Again, still has that BKB, 6 seconds, it's wearing a little bit thin, but he's going to move in, tries to initiate onto Earthshaker, but GH just blinks right out. Liquid, I mean, you can feel they're starting to feel a little bit of pressure from these two lanes of super creeps coming in, and super creeps, I mean, they scale pretty nicely as the game goes on. We're 15 minutes in. How late does this have to go before super creeps become something that Liquid can't deal with? All right, pray for us. Things get intense. I mean, DC, they can taste freedom here. They can taste this game being won, but they just got to go in. They got to finish off this lane of racks. They got to get just a couple of picks. It's getting really difficult, though, and all of Liquid are up. Their high ground is stupid good, so it seems like Roshan is going to be the play. Got Courier scouting out the pit for the Radiant. You got Dire with Sunstrikes and Rocket Flares, keeping everything scouted. Mad Pings in the Courier here, and well, Roshan will be up in about another minute. And that's going to be looking good for DC to take, unless Liquid really get their act together and leave their base exposed. Getting tough now. Everyone getting 6 slotted. Everyone really getting up there. Looking at buyback, we've got most of our cores having it. Invoker just picks up enough money for it now. Mason needs another 100 gold for it, so Just gotta play this one a little bit safe. Just going in for that butterfly here and should have it up pretty nicely. Now, Rocket Flare goes in, does start the Roche respawn, so Liquid know what's up. Okay, looks like DC, they are all over this, and look at this thing melt. Wow, okay, that was a very quick Roche for 15 minutes in the game. Aegis still unclaimed, will finally be picked up by Mason. Looks like DK backpacking the cheese, gonna let it age a little bit. I mean, DC, it feels like they're just trying to close it out, but they realize, you know, just going in, running into the same lane in the same way may not work. Is the Aegis enough to really break that cycle up? Is Mason going in more aggressively going to be what it takes for DC to crack this, or do they need to shake up their strategy? It's all about tactically breaking that high ground without letting anyone know where you are. All of Liquid have moved back. They had some pushing out the bottom lane, but they have since TP'd in. They're ready to go for this high ground hold. It's really difficult, Liquid trying to anticipate which lane's going to get pushed in, and it looks like Demon, you're thinking about going in, jumping on Kuroki, and that's going to be the jump they need. They go in, quick Dragon Tail, and my god, that Warlock is just punched to bits. When Matambaman goes in, we'll be able to get the static link off onto Abed. Abed getting a lot of damage stolen. Man, Matambaman is not messing around, just popped everything for that. Eye of the Storm on cooldown. Matambaman's stolen damage is still going to be doing a lot of work here. Crystal Maiden caught in the cogs. She's going to be dancing with her last breath, but will end up going down. But now we got BKBs coming out of DC. They're going forward. They get the kill on the Warlock. That was another dieback coming in, and well, they go forward. Looks like GH will end up dropping the gem on the deck. There is a disarm on this Dragon Knight, and that might just be what it takes for Miracle to get him down, but Bulba still chasing him out. The Sunstrike going to be off the mark. Meanwhile, top lane, Monkey King keeping his eyes on the prize, going in for those megas. Got Miracle now running back in with that Ghost Walk, but Abed wasting no time going into GH. That is a dieback on the Earthshaker. Matambaman gets killed right in the footsteps of his base. It's Mega Creeps now, and Liquid, they're buying back on the Razor. They're giving it all they've got, but this is definitely their last-ditch effort. Weaver crawling around into the base. It's a godlike streak for Mason, and it's looking good for Team DC. Going in, Razor, he's stealing up the damage, but he will end up going down. Invoker buys back in. Mind Control trying to bait everyone out of the base, but with Mega Creeps, it's so difficult. DC, they still got all but the Monkey King alive. Eventually, they get down the Clockwork. The gem falls as well. Buyback comes in from the Clockwork. Tornado clips onto the Dragon Knight. They will be able to combo him down with a Sunstrike, but yeah, Mind Control still trying to zone. The Ancient now exposed. This is Liquid letting things drag on altogether a little bit too long, as that's a rampage for Mason. GG finally comes out 53 minutes into the game after a hefty pause and some serious back and forth action, but DC will take game one of their series versus Liquid.